So I had the Arab. We were FaceTiming for about 4 hours. That was on a Sunday. And then at like 12:30 in the morning, he said, well, I'm just gonna put gas in my car, gasoline. He said gasoline, and I'm gonna come over. I mean, what do you mean you're gonna come over? So he said, I'm gonna come over. I'm like, you can't come over. He said, I wanna see you.
Hello?
So then we were the entire time while he was driving, we were like FaceTiming, and then finally he arrives. Oh my God, he arrives and he said, well, by the way, how tall are you? I'm like, 5'7", how tall are you? He's like 5'5". It's like a little thing. He's like little, what am I gonna do with that? So anyway, so by the time he was already here, it was already too late, to say no. So then I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? I said, I prepared a towel. Hospitality is very important. Do they ever use it? No, but at least it's there. I always say, well, there's a toothbrush, there's a towel, so, brush yourself up. He comes up, then we sit here for a while, and he looks at my hair, because he does hair. He said, oh, on your pictures, your hair looks very thick, but it's actually very thin. But I'm like, oh, well, thank you, but it's still a lot of hair. So anyway, so then we lay down on the bed. He had his shoes on. I think that's the normal thing for Arabs. So I laid next to him, like all closed, there's no skin showing. Because before that, he interviewed me. He was like, okay, so how many men were you with? When was the last time you slept with a man? I'm like, oh my God, I gotta think about it. Because I had a few, So he was like, but then you gotta think about it, that many? I'm like, well, I don't know, I was active, I'm like, I had sex in my life. How about you? He said 2. Okay, 2. Oh, and then he really, really was telling me, what do you think about Arabs? And I told him, well, Arabs, they lock the women up, they cover them in chador, and they treat women like crap. So he went off, like, I don't know anything about that. That's all the media. I'm like, what do you mean the media? I know people that've been, kidnapped. And then they're like, they trade them for camels. Like, my mom, like, when we were in a bazaar, she always wanted to trade me in for a camel, And because she wanted to buy this bobblehead. Where was I? So then we lay down, we talked, we laughed actually, we were actually laughing. He starts pinching me like this, like a grandma. And then he starts kissing him, and he is beautiful, like a beautiful guy, but then he starts pinching me, and then kissing me like the right here. And there was no tongue anymore, so I'm trying, and then I look at him, I'm like, passion. I don't understand. Well then, he kind of got on top of me somehow, miraculously, still pinching me, and he's pinching my nipple. He was like pinching, like nipple pinch. I don't know what that was. And then he was yelling, yella, 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 yella. So we were both like, yella, 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 which means I have no what that means. I think it means, come. And then he was so worried about his car and the parking. And then he got up and left. So that was my Sunday night into Monday morning.